Hello and welcome to the Circle at Kismet. Today I want to do a reading to connect with your next significant relationship. This could be your future spouse, your twin flame or your soulmate. But whoever it is, they have a letter they want to share with you and some cards which will give us a little more insight into the situation when you will connect. So without further ado, let's look at the options. Option number 1, the orange rose. Option number 2, the yellow rose. Option number 3, the pastel pink rose. Option number 4, the Cerise rose. Option number 5, the white rose. Option number 6, the dark red rose. This is a timeless reading, so trust when you come across it, it's the correct time for you. As with all collective readings, this won't be for everybody, so take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. Just want to say a special thank you to everyone who's liked, shared, subscribed or commented on the videos, and especially a massive thank you to those who have donated to the channel. I really am grateful. Hopefully this will allow us to not only reach a larger audience, but also to do more innovative readings in future. Thank you. The timestamps are down below in the description box. I'll see you at your reading. If you picked option number 1, the orange rose, here's your reading. If you picked the orange rose, here are your cards. But we're going to start off with your letter. So here is your letter. Let's see what's been written to you. And they've written, "Sweetest you, I am pleased to have a brief opportunity to interact with you in this way. My life has been a roller coaster so far. So much has happened and I have so little time to discuss the details with you now. I've spent a lot of time juggling different things. My life has been filled with movement, place to place, back and forth. I'm someone who likes to help others and in many cases to champion the underdog or those who struggle to find their voice. I strive for balance on a day-to-day basis. I work hard and play hard, so equally enjoy my downtime, whether I am relaxing, playing sport, or just in the company of friends or those close to me. I'm looking forward to us connecting. I think we'll have so much in common and yet lots to learn about one another. So there are an array of exciting times ahead and adventures to be had. Unconditionally yours," and 3 kisses. I always think it's a lovely way to start the reading with a letter. So let's move on to your cards. So the first card is about your position when you meet. And you have this one, That is number 44. You have begun a phase of clearance. This can be compared to minimalism, where you have looked within to what has given you pleasure and joy, releasing anything that no longer serves you. This may have applied to friendships and other connections from your past. Courage has been required to be honest with yourself, and it may not have been as easy as you felt it may have been at the outset. You may be overhauling your home, moving, starting a business, changing job, or facing some other tumultuous time that has challenged and tested you to the limit. The next card reflects if there's anything you can do to bring this love into your life, and you have the Elm. The spiritual meaning of the Elm is a feeling of feeling restricted, isolated or powerless in a situation. When this occurs, the Elm advises us to breathe, to live in the present and not to try and plan too far ahead for the future, to take one day at a time. Looking at situations from a different perspective can allow one to rethink existing plans and to turn what seems quite limiting into something so much more. You just need to direct your thoughts and energies to the core of your desires. Bear in mind, you do not need to push for the result you want to achieve, but channeling vibrations in the right direction for the moment is enough. The next card reflects the energy when you connect, and you have the card of patience. Here you have the card Patience, and it says, and with the support of the other cards, it's advising you to wait, pause and take stock. You may not be in possession of all of the facts that you need to know at the moment, or there may be something that is not apparent to you at the current time. But after a period of re-evaluation, things may seem clearer, or a new viewpoint may be reached. You may feel like you have spent a lot of your time not taking action, but this is crucial before the next step can be reached. Next, I asked for a little bit of guidance on where you may meet this person, and just jotted down some whatever came in. And we have where hair is styled or cut, where swords are displayed or sword fighting or fencing is demonstrated, in a library or where books are sold or displayed, on a Ferris wheel or around a fair, at the theatre or where people perform, near fancy scroll railings or gates, where someone is holding an elaborate feather fan or one is on display, where you see a strange yet beautiful butterfly that dances around you. For one of you, you will be with your packed suitcase waiting to travel. For another of you, a jigsaw will be important. And finally, for another one of you, there will be an embarrassing encounter. The next cards represent how the relationship will progress. And you have the High Priestess, the Three of Swords, the Nine of Wands, the Three of Wands, and the Wheel of Fortune. This relationship has plenty of twists and turns to keep things interesting, although sometimes you may just wish things were straightforward and not so complex. They see you as someone who is very spiritual, and that you hold a wealth of intelligence or experience that they feel they lack. At times you cannot wait to see each other and spend time together, yet in other phases one or both of you may feel stifled, especially if the relationship begins to move to a more settled level. You may question if this is the right thing to do, or is the timing right? Only when you can answer these queries. Just make sure you're at the same page and you both agree with these decisions, or resentment and feeling bamboozled will sneak between you and the wedge could potentially grow and disrupt your happiness. The next cards are what you'll learn from the relationship, and you have Sustaining Courage, and that reads, It takes great courage and personal strength to hold on to our centre during times of great hurt. When we are in the midst of loss, betrayal or crisis of any kind, there is power in the words "be still" and "know I am." And the second card you have is intimacy. And that reads, intimacy means that we're safe enough to reveal the truth about ourselves in its creative chaos. If space is created in which two people are totally free to reveal their walls, then those walls in time will come down. The last few cards are just some love messages that I've got to share with you. I've got this card which reads, all is possible when your heartfelt vision is in alignment with your values. Believe in your dream, love it, breathe it, and let it fill your thoughts. But you must take action also. Work towards it a little each day until it becomes your primary action. Dreams are first envisaged, but then they must be built. You will succeed if you work at it. And then the second card is this one. And it reads, it's not a matter of containing your emotions, rather the opposite is required. You must express your emotions in order to heal them. Say what you feel, be gentle, be truthful, and do not blame anyone in the process, especially yourself. All emotions can be transformed by love. A conscious desire to do so is all it takes. It's okay to feel the way you do it. And then finally, there's this last card, and I think it's an answer to a question that you've maybe been asking yourself in your head. And it just says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give us a like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 2, the yellow rose, here's your reading. So if you pick the yellow rose, here are your cards, but we're going to start off with your letter. So this is their letter. Let's see what they're saying on this occasion. And it reads, to my soulmate, my life to date has been one of accumulating knowledge, adding to skills, and looking for the purpose to bring them all together. I'm drawn to things that captivate my imagination, and can happily while away the hours on my passions. I have been known to have quite an expressive nature, and to wear my heart on my sleeve. I enjoy outdoor pursuits, and may also be swept up in some form of art, music, the stage, or such like. I enjoy being with others, but always feel a little out of touch, and am not frightened of being in my own company, as that is where I can be myself, and not wonder what others are thinking or expecting. I'm curious as to what you will be like. Part of me hopes you will bring out a side in me that even I am yet to evoke. Another wishes for someone who complements my personality traits, and I theirs, who I can share and exchange stories and ideas with. I am content with my life, but the wonder and adventures that I feel could be ahead make me feel my happiness is just a meeting away. Yours forever, and 3 kisses. I always think it's a nice way to start the readings off with the letter. So on to the first card, which it's your position when you meet, and you have card number 15. In recent times you have created a brilliant balance between showing a side of you to the world, yet holding back on areas that you're self-conscious about or that you feel should remain private. For some of you, you have had to mould yourself to fit into your situation or circumstance, and this has not been easy, but it has proved a valuable lesson. Ask yourself now, though, can some of these masks that you've been wearing be removed? Can the walls that you have built up around you for protection begin to come down? What have you been shutting out? This is a time of realisation where you are becoming aware that whilst you have protected yourself and your heart, you have also sheltered yourself from opportunity, and in turn been tucked in the shadows rather than in the limelight where you now belong. The next card you have reflects if there's anything you can do to bring this love into your life. And you have the Hornbeam. The Hornbeam's spiritual meaning tells us that we may face adversity, but an optimistic attitude and invoking the self-confidence we hide within will allow us to emerge the victor, even in the hardest of trials. Where we feel we are downtrodden or have lost out, this too is a lesson which has the ability to impact our future and bring us to where we truly need to be. With regard to what we can do to bring this connection to being, the Hornbeam suggests that we make small changes in our lives to bring forth our long-term desires. New cycles begin when we make an effort to create our abundance. Like a tiny pebble being thrown into a pond, the ripples begin small but quickly gain momentum and grow wider through the surface of the water. Your positive actions, however insignificant you may feel they are, will escalate rapidly, nudging your goals closer to fruition. Your next card, which reflects the energy when you meet, is Breakthrough. The Breakthrough card is the first glimmer that your perseverance and determination is finally paying off. Your life is coming together piece by piece, and after all your hard work, you are finally beginning to see how far you have come. This journey has not been travelled without hassle, and rather than looking back, you should now be investing time in your future, how you want to shape things, and most importantly, how you are going to build and structure your plans ahead. You will find that love is part of this greater scheme, and in the midst of change and expansion, it will come calling with news and a question that only you can answer. Next, I wanted to get a little bit of guidance about where you could potentially meet this person. So there's a handful of places that came up, which include under a beautiful sunrise or sunset, near ruins, by a river which you cannot cross without a piggyback or getting your feet wet, where goats roam free, where money is on display or is the main attraction, where ghosts are said to roam, where teamwork is required, under an elaborate chandelier. For one of you, you will meet on a murder mystery event or in an escape room. For another, you will be near an ice sculpture. And for one of you, high winds will blow you literally into each other's paths. The next group of cards are how things will progress, and you have the Four of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Seven of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. It may be the fact that you have been single for some time, or if attached, you have felt disconnected from who you were with. But from the cards, it seems to show that you have a secure sense of independence that you are a little reluctant to give up, especially at the outset of a new relationship. Within this connection, there is a beautiful mutual support, and this will allow you to open up to share your feelings and potentially any fears you may have quicker than you may have done in the past. You may need to call on this person to help you. It may be how you meet in the first place, but they will be willing to do what they can. You may not be fully aware of a situation early in your relationship. It is not that things are being hidden from you, more that what has arisen began before you met, and the residue of what has gone before is still being processed. But this should not be your concern. The next card is what you'll learn in this relationship, and you have the need for love. And the card says, it's universally accepted that children need love, but at what age are people supposed to stop needing it? We never do. We need love in order to live happily, as much as we need oxygen in order to live at all. And the last few cards are some messages for you about your relationship. You have this card, and the message advises, tune out of your thoughts and into your heart. Everything you are looking for really is inside you. Look within, keep an open heart and mind, and then follow your intuition. Beyond thought there is knowing that embraces all knowledge. Your inner vision has a magnetic quality that draws everything you need closer to you. And then you have this card, which says, old feelings are resurfacing, and again you find yourself on an emotional roller coaster. Don't fight it. Instead, allow these feelings to surface without judging them. They are neither good nor bad. They are simply a part of you. Own them, embrace them, and love them. Bless the past and be grateful for the deep and profound healing that is taking place. And the final two cards, we have this one, which is the card that says, imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into the light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities in your life. So that's a little bit of an instruction to follow on that one. And then this one, which is the card of the soulmate. Your soulmate is already with you in spirit. Believe this and you will manifest physically. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give us a like, share, subscribe, or drop us a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 3, the pastel pink rose, here's your reading. If you picked pile number 3, the pale pink rose, here are your cards, but we're going to start off with your letter first. So here's your letter. I'll just see what they have to say when writing to you. And it reads, my darling, I have been waiting for you to find me. My calling in life has been to lead, to be at the helm, and to set an example to others. The strong hunter-gatherer demeanour has worked well for me in my ventures until now, but it does not stand me in good stead for meeting someone as kind and fair as you. I question I am worthy of such love when I have invested so little time in serious relationships to date. Being preoccupied has kept me busy and hidden the void that I have felt, but I have soldiered on and gained my rewards, accolades and respect, but all this falls hollow without you to witness it and be proud. I'll strive to provide you with the love and the life you deserve, and hope that we can begin our future together, as it feels we have had to wait so long already. And it's signed, Your One True Love, with 3 kisses. Always think it's a nice way to start the readings with the letter and building up that connection. So onto the cards. The first card you have reflects the position when you meet that you're in, and you have card number 12. You are used to helping others. You can sense if someone is in need and do all you can to aid the situation. Being of service can come with its rewards and appreciation, but it can also be draining, and it is upsetting when those you invest time in are nowhere to be seen when you need the favour returned. Look at your energy as a commodity and view who you invest your time in as spending this gift that you have been given. If you can make a real difference, proceed. If you discover that people are utilising an offer of assistance when they could actually help themselves, then you are not helping them at all. If anything, you are preventing them from learning from their own lessons. Being kind is lovely, but some will abuse your kind heart and take advantage. The next card reflects if there's anything you can do to bring this love into your life. And you have the oak. The spiritual meaning of the oak denotes stability, reliability and strength. Sometimes, though, it is important that we're flexible and accommodating, otherwise we'll become so set in our ways we can never see beyond our regular schedule and would therefore never experience anything new. Use your skill to touch the lives of others, but in new circles. Lend a hand where you will be needed most and receive the utmost appreciation. Entering a new environment will breathe fresh air into your interactions and in turn may highlight what you need to do. The next card is the energy when you connect, and you have individuality. You are unique, and your simple individuality is something that draws people to you. Some of the traits you feel self-conscious about are some of the very areas that people love you for. You may be going through a self-confidence crisis when you question if you are able to do something that you feel is particularly challenging. Your mind may say yes, but your heart disagrees, or vice versa. You know that if you applied yourself, it will be possible, but then you shy away in doubt of failure and the repercussions of such a fate. You do not need to question yourself. Have faith. Next, I wanted to get an idea of indications of where you may meet this person, and the places include it could be someone that you met as a child or at school coming back into your life. There's connections to farms, allotments and other areas where food is grown or animals roam. Near a fountain, where doves are released or white birds fly freely. On or near a balcony. At a costume party, reenactment, or somewhere where you step back in time and enter a fantasy world. Near a forest or a wood. Somewhere with an Egyptian theme. A joyous occasion where you are served by another. For one of you, your first words will be a famous quote. For another, your connection involves a frog. And finally, one of you, your meeting revolves around a horse and carriage. The next batch of cards are how things will progress. And you have the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Three of Cups. You may feel that you have not been given the best opportunities in life, that circumstances or situations have not gone your way. This has always led to things feeling like they are an uphill struggle, a mountain to climb by comparison, and that others have an easier path. This viewpoint draws a picture that you thrive on hard work and sets out more of the same for you to encounter. In this match, you will find that you are both hard workers, but each has an alternative method of doing things, so you realise you have choices and enjoy sharing plans and methods before agreeing on a process. Both of you enjoy areas of your single life and therefore won't want to drop this should you move closer to commitment. As long as you are both on the same page and share the same goals, this has the potential to be a long-lasting bond. The next card is what you'll learn from the relationship, and you have the card Partners. And it says, part of working on ourselves is learning how to support another person in being the best they can be. Partners are meant to help each other access the highest parts within themselves. And then finally, we just have some cards with some messages. So we have this. And it says, what you are today was greatly influenced by your past thoughts and attitudes, and your present thoughts and attitudes are building the blocks of your tomorrow. Therefore, be mindful and aware of your thoughts. Positive thoughts now will help create a brighter future, because every thought is a seed. If you plant weeds, you can't expect to harvest beautiful flowers. And then you have this card, which says, tune into the subtle and divine force within me, and you shall sense the subtle and divine force within yourself and all living things. Over the coming days, there is a heightened sense of spiritual connection with Isis, goddess of motherhood, magic and fertility. And last but not least, we have this card, and it just gives the message. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give us a like, share, drop us a comment, or consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 4, the Cerise Rose, here's your reading. If you picked the Cerise rose, here are your cards, but we're going to start off first with your letter. So this is your letter. Let's just see what they've written to you. To the keeper of my heart, the love I have for you is immeasurable, but at first glance I think you would question our union. They say that opposites attract, and I have many qualities that will complement yours. You have much to teach me, and I equally have lots to share. Things have been difficult in the past. I feel I have faced more than most, but have come out the other side a new, reinvented person, ready to greet the next chapter and to embrace a new and all-encompassing relationship. There is a joint dream we have, something that we can bring into being together. It may take hard work, dedication and time, but it is ours for the taking, and we deserve the rewards it will bring. Love has been lacking from our lives for some time, but now is the chance to fill the void and to realise the full potential of us as a couple. And it's signed, Your Eternal Love, with 3 kisses. I always think it's lovely to start a reading with the letter first, because that then builds up the connection. So, onto the cards. The first card is for your position when you meet, and you have card number 23. There's a potential for you to be offered something. It might be something that will be inviting, or it may be that it would shock. The opportunities that are around you can seem quite exciting, but what is stopping you from accepting? What is the question that leaves you tottering with what to do or say in some of these situations? It's like you're holding yourself back without a fair reason. You deserve so much more, but you will only encounter this abundance if you open your heart and activate your mind. Only then will what is temptingly in reach become tangible in reality. The next card reflects if there's anything you can do to bring this love into your life, and you have Holly. Holly denotes a prickly plant, something that defends itself and keeps those it does not want to interact with at bay. Like the holly bush, maybe you have withdrawn yourself from certain circles or situations as you feel you have good reason to. Others may have caused issue. To avoid this escalating, you may have adopted this stance to protect yourself and your reputation. There may be people gossiping about you, comparing you to that of someone who is aloof or cold towards them. This is their view and is of no concern to you. Just ensure that you have time for those who deserve it and be yourself to all you meet. You will win them over if it is meant to be. The next card is the energy when you will connect with each other, and you have temptation. The energy around the time you meet is one of temptation. It could be that you are in a position that challenges your values, where you are taking a risk, or where you feel you are completely out of your depth and potentially regretting anything you agreed to do. Equally, when you actually connect, you may find that you or they are still entangled in a relationship elsewhere. It may be that passion takes hold of you and ends up whisking you into a romantic liaison, not realising the situation until the sparks of the tryst die down and common sense prevails. Be open to new opportunities, but keep your wits about you. Next, I just wanted to get an idea of where you may potentially meet this person or come into contact with this person. And I've got at a family gathering or a reunion, at a busy station, near a statue commemorating a significant event, in a huge glass house or greenhouse, where a busker plays something that has meaning, where everyone seems to be wearing blue. For one of you, it will be near an entertainer who wants to get you involved in the act. For another, you will be at a crossroads and looking for directions. And for one of you, you will have dreamed of this person and will feel like you have known each other forever from that very first interaction. The next couple of cards are how things will progress, and you have the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Fool. This is a relationship of twists and turns, highs and lows, peaks and troughs. You are very different personalities. Although opposites attract, this can at times be exciting when you are off on an adventure together, but at other times frustrations can grow as you strive to try and understand each other's needs, which are poles apart from your own. When things are good, they'll be amazing. When things are difficult, it could lead to indecision and scrabbling to try and find some common ground. For those who enjoy an evolving relationship that remains fresh and keeps you both on your toes, this is for you. Other personality types may struggle with this dynamic, but with hard work and compromise, it means it will be a viable connection. For some of you, a proposal will be swift in this connection, and it may even come before the relationship is fully established. The next card is what you will learn from the relationship, and you have Sustaining Courage. Another group got this card as well. It takes great courage and personal strength to hold on to our centre during times of great hurt, when we are in the midst of loss, betrayal or crisis of any kind. There is power in the words, "Be still and know I am." And then lastly, I've just got some cards with some messages about the relationship. We have this one, which advises, from your soul's perspective, this life is just a page in the never-ending story where you and those around you all have a specific role to play. Yet remember, this role is not the real you, for you are much more than your personality and current circumstances. Your true immortal self cannot be defined. And then we have this card as well. And this says, the heart is the true seat of power, so just love everyone involved and all will unfold gracefully in its own time. An angel watches over you. With patience, love and perseverance, all will work out fine. Be guided by the wisdom in your heart. And the final guidance cards, we have this one, which says, a message for you. I am thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. And last but not least, this card, which says, sacred union, honour and treasure your relationship, for it is truly sacred. I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give us a like, share, comment, or consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 5, the White Rose, here's your reading. If you picked the White Rose, here are your cards. But first of all, we're going to start off with your letter. So here's your letter. Let's see what they have to say in this communication. And they've written, to my heart's desire, at last you are in my sights. I feel we have interacted through many dreams and even past lives, but until now things have not been what we had hoped they would become. We have both waited so long for this, and it feels so tangibly close, yet still not in reality enough to embrace our opportunity for happiness together. I am not the person many see me as, nor am I the person I hoped I would become. Our union comes with its perils and judgments. People who protest to care often do not look beyond the periphery of a relationship to see what is within and those involved's true feelings. I feel sad that to be together we face so much, but I promise you this, no one will ever love and care for you as much as I do. You mean so much to me. I cannot wait to express my true feelings and to hold you in my arms. Do not be disheartened by what I have said. All become apparent when we connect in real time. For now, I send you my unwavering loving thoughts and promise by devotion when we truly become one. And it's signed Your Secret Admirer and 3 kisses. I always think it's a lovely way to start a reading with the letter because it starts building up the connection and then we can go on to the cards. So for your first card, we have number 21. You may have spent time soul searching, looking for your purpose in life or pining after things that may not have been meant for you, but that you were drawn to and began to build your life around. Life has felt empty in recent times. You have removed some of the things that have caused upset or pain, but have continued with others that you were not ready to release. Now is the time to clear the decks and to make a clean start of things. Look at situations and offers that come your way with full attention. You may find you have missed something very important. The next card reflects if there's anything you can do to help this love come into your life. And you have Cherry Plum. The spiritual meaning of the cherry plum advises us to trust the process and to surrender to our higher power. But when we feel bogged down in everyday life, this is not as easy as it sounds. Look at what you can do to enrich your connection to spirit, what will nourish your body and relax the mind. All of these factors will give you clarity and focus on what is important. Equally, utilise your talents, explore what piques your interest and follow your heart. It may lead you to more than you expect. The next card is the energy when you connect with each other, and you have Upheaval. When you connect in this relationship, it will be a time of upheaval. It will be in the midst of your decision making, when you are categorising your life and ensuring things are in order and as you wish them to be. There is one particular area that you know needs to change, and ideally sooner rather than later. Centre in or adjust things in this department. Maybe a complete overhaul is not possible at present, but alteration will ease the troubled times until you can make a more bold shift. Be patient, it will pay off. Next, I just wanted to get a couple of guidelines as to where you may potentially meet this person. So I've got in a beautiful kept garden, when there is a dramatic storm in the sky or the moon is huge, near plum trees or where plum jam is made, on a boat, you may trip and they will come to your rescue, in a place where you are kept apart but can see each other, around where peacocks or peahens roam, shortly after you find a white feather, where hay is piled high, where strength is tested and people enjoy the show. For one of you, a harlequin pattern will be prominent. For another, it will involve a local celebration with an entire community. And for one of you, it will be something about a blue rose. So the next few cards are how the relationship will progress. And you have the Knight of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Seven of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. This is probably one of the most intriguing people you will ever meet, and they have an indescribable air of mystery and will have you captivated from the outset. They have the ability to morph into whatever situation requires. They may even seem too good to be true. They also seem to be someone who can charm most people. However, for some of you, I feel this relationship will come with its issues. It may be a long-distance relationship, a substantial age gap, a cultural difference, a mismatch in some people's eyes. Some will find reason to criticise or challenge the feelings that you have for one another. Whilst taking opinions on board, ultimately it is up to you and your significant other to decide the fate of your future together. The next card is what you'll learn from the relationship, and you have the card Role Models. And it says, Forget looking for earthly role models, because there aren't many, and even when we find them, they live their own lives and not ours. We must look instead inside ourselves. Only you can be the brightest you. And then we have some messages. So we have this card, and the message reads, "It's time to reflect on what really matters. Ultimately, this is love, peace and happiness, and you can only find these within yourself. When there is peace and love in your heart, there will be peace and love in your world. For all your experiences are simply your own reflection." And then we have this card, and that says, "Through the power of love, all shall unfold in the most perfect way for all concerned." This card is a blessing from an angel who is here to reassure you that all is well. There is no need to worry. All is bathed in a sea of divine love. And finally, we have one more message, which says, "If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway to the soul." So I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give us a like, share, comment, or consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. If you picked option number 6, the dark red rose, here's your reading. So if you pick the dark red rose, here are your cards, but we're going to start off with your letter first of all. So this is your letter. Let's see what they've conveyed to you in this communication. It says, "Dearest you, I have dreamt about you in the past. I have seen and felt what you have been through, with no one to turn to in your darkest hours. I am the type of person who is drawn to help those in need. I enjoy being of service to others and have a supportive persona. Some see me as the silver lining to the clouds after the storm. There is more to me than most people think. I enjoy surprises, exploring and challenging myself. I look for someone who will bring sunshine into my life, who embraces their uniqueness and who appreciates our similarities as much as our differences. When we meet, I feel our union will be the icing on the cake, and I look forward to building a future with you." And it's signed, "Yours forever," and 3 kisses. I think it's always nice to start off with a letter because it just makes that connection, and then we can move on to the cards. So your first card is this one, and it's number 16. So this card is about the position when you will meet. The essence of the card is one of tapping into the higher self. You may have felt overwhelmed, faced burnout, or just feel like you have nothing left to give. You also may have felt that you've exhausted options open to you, which has made decision making hard. There is a need to stop what you are doing, to withdraw and realign your actions with your destined purpose. This will allow some clarity, give you some time, and then when you have the ability to see and sense your next move, you can make it. Things can change in a heartbeat at the moment. Staying fluid and rolling with the waves is the best option, as there are clearer waters ahead once you have gotten through the worst of these choppy seas and the storm. The next card connects to if there's anything you can do to bring this love into your life, and you have the sweet chestnut card. There's a shift on the horizon. This is time to think carefully about what you want and what no longer serves you. New opportunities are opening up. Some of you may feel that it is quite daunting to be out of your comfort zone, but ask yourself honestly, what are you worried about? For some of you, you may have been offered too much choice, and so nothing actually gets decided, and there's lots of loose ends left hanging, never completed, and the energy invested in them wasted. This is a time where you may be compelled to share your experience or to help others who look to you for help and support. The next card is to do with the energy when you connect, and you have chaos. You may have felt frustrated about how things have gone in recent times. Situations that seem well starred have hit hiccups, and plans that were looking set for a positive outcome may have been delayed or even shelved altogether. Look out for fortuitous coincidences. If things go awry, ask yourself why you are being taken on an alternative path. If solid decisions are being challenged, think about why and how this new development may work in your favour. Things will temporarily feel up in the air, but how they land will be a truly massive part, if not all, of the not too distant future. Now next, I just wanted to get a couple of ideas about where you may meet this potential person, and I had where period drama clothes are worn, at a masked ball, where you can feed the birds, near a courthouse or other prestigious building, where lanterns light the way, at an event where the makeup is very dramatic. For one of you, your love will pour and hand you a drink. For another, it will be near a regal chair or throne. And for one of you, it will have a connection to a turquoise feather. The next group of cards are how your relationship will progress. And you have the Two of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the King of Swords, the King of Wands, and Justice. When you connect, you will have much in common. However, some of your viewpoints will be poles apart, and there may be hidden factors that you are yet to be aware of. There could be another person who is providing a guiding influence or a force against you. This can aid or hinder your connection. Equally, when you feel that you are on more of a settled, level path, somebody else new may appear. For some of you, this could be someone returning or a person you have known for some time. Each will have very different personalities, but you will be required to make a decision to avoid heartache in the long run. The next card is what you'll learn from the relationship, and you have generosity. And it says, our generosity towards others is key to our positive experiences in the world. Know that there is enough room for everyone to be passionate, creative and successful. In fact, there is more room for everyone. There is a need for everyone. And then finally, there's just a couple more message cards. We have this one, which advises, help is on its way, the raging scene will soon abate, and a great light will heal your heart. This is a time of deep, profound and positive transformation, but courage, strength and patience are required. You are supported by a sea of love. And we also have this card, and that advises, it's time to step into your power and create an enchanted world. It can be if you want it to be, for just as the oak tree is hidden on its seed, so too the god or goddess is hidden within you. Reason devoid of feeling is simply harsh judgment, so listen to your heart. Also move beyond the boundaries that have placed around yourself. And finally, we have this message card, which says, embrace. Through each other, you find the missing pieces. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, give us a like, drop a comment, share, or consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next one.